In some bases you defend, in some bases you fight. This base, I plan to humiliate. How you doing? I'm Rebel, and welcome back to 7 Days. Today I'm building what I call the Jawoodle dropper, inspired by the legend himself. But we're not doing the classic walkway dropper. No. We're building a pit of pure zombie regret. The plan? Zombies fall in, I stand above them and I rain down grenades, explosives, and bad decisions until everything stops moving. Let's get to building. So last week I showed you how to make a slide and a zombie dropper using these narrow blocks. This is more of the Jawoodle-style zombie dropper. Both methods are effective, but I prefer the narrow blocks just because they give us a little bit more versatility. The downside to using the narrow blocks is it takes 4 of them to actually work properly. The Jawoodle dropper only takes 2, the wedge 60 tip and the half cube. That's it. And this might look a little bit confusing at first, but I'm going to show you exactly how to build it. It's very simple. You just take the wedge 60 tips, place them upside down, and then you stack them along a pathway that connects your bunker to where the zombies are trying to get to you from. And then you take the half cube and place it on top of that, and for whatever reason, the zombies see that as a pathway. Now, if you're trying to be extra cautious, what you can do is throw down 2 of them. That was in the wrong spot. That bottom one doesn't belong there. You take 2 of them, you stack them on either end, and you do the exact same thing both sides. Now, one thing with this base is you're gonna have to stack these up usually about 2 to 3 high so that the zombies don't jump on top of them to try to get to your fighting position. And there you have it. That's your simple Jawoodle-style zombie dropper. And the way that this works is pretty simple. The zombies see the wedge 60 tip as a full block pathway, so they try to navigate across it. And when you put the cube on top of the wedge 60 tip, they have nothing to stand on anymore. So they make it up, try to run across, and fall. Throw a couple feral Arlenes in here just to show you how it works. Right now they're making their way up the ladder. Come over, they think there's a path. There's not a path, they all just fall. So it works great. Let's see if we can speed up time, see how many times we can get them to cycle through. The downside is, because of the way the base is set up, every once in a while they will go into destroy everything mode and beat away at these edge blocks right in here. They'll beat away at those, or just at the wall or the ladder. If they lose interest, you gotta keep... They're like goldfish, you gotta keep them interested. Alright, I think I've seen Arlene fall enough times. Let's go ahead and get rid of her. Alright, now that we know how the zombie droppers work, let me show you what I've been working on. So as you can see, it's not done being built yet. There's still a lot of work to do, but the basic premise is I put 2 wedge 60 tips topped with the half cube blocks, and I did that on both sides and on both corners. So wedge 60 tip, basically when I say wedge 60 tip, that's going to be where the zombie pathway, where the zombies think that they can pathway. So there's a wedge 60 tip there, they think they can just run up and they're just going to fall in the hole. Same thing right here. And then over on this side, wedge 60 tip on the bottom, topped with the cube block, wedge 60 tip, bottom, topped with the cube block. So technically, each side has 2 entrances that the zombies see. So because these are spaced out, the zombies will see against this wall is 1 block, that's 1 pathway. Against this wall is another pathway. Against this wall is a pathway, this wall is a pathway, here and there. And then, from inside my bunker, I have an area where I can look straight down and drop grenades through the bars, hopefully making it all the way through. And off to the sides, I have the... what are they, the attic doors? I forgot what they're called. I think cellar. Yeah, that's what they're called. Alright, so I got some cellar doors built on their sides so that I can actually look over, and if I'm careful, that's what I'm afraid of right there. I'm gonna have to put something up here just to stop myself from falling. Now, the only other thing that I was thinking about doing is taking a scaffolding ladder and running around the edge of it, just so that, yes, cops will still spit at me from up top, but they won't be able to, most of the cop spit won't be able to get through. So I'm hoping that what the scaffolding ladder accomplishes is that they won't be able to, like, yes, they can see me, and yes, they'll be spitting at me from right there, but those doors will be closed. When they're far away, they will be spitting at me, and I'm sure they're going to be spitting at me from below too, and throwing rocks and all the other things. But this will just give me a little bit of a little bit of a barrier to stop from any projectile-based zombies. This base is turning into just a hodgepodge of garbage. Now I need a roof, and I don't know if the stability is going to be okay for a roof, but we're going to try. And the only reason we need a roof is to stop the birds from attacking us. Be very careful about placing these. That wasn't pink. That was yellow. You saw it. Great. All right. Well, maybe since that didn't work, we'll go with a little bit simpler of a design. All right, I'm gonna silver lining this and say that it's probably a good thing that the base crumbled like that, because if it didn't, the zombies would just have to destroy one block and the whole thing would have come crumbling down. It's my silver lining. All right, so we're gonna use some of these poles to give us a little bit of extra stability, and it's not the pole side centered, it's not the pole centered, it is just the standard pole. And the reason we're using these blocks is because the zombies don't actually see these as a pathway block. So what I'm hoping to do is to make sure that this is safe down in this pit of doom. What I'm gonna do is use 4 of these blocks placed back to back, so that this pathway here, this block is gonna be 4 blocks thick that they have to break through in order to collapse the foundation. All right, I'm hoping, no guarantees, but I'm hoping that by adding these poles, it's gonna give us a lot more stability. We might throw 1 more right in the center. And I'm gonna turn these outside walls into ramps. And the reason I'm making these ramps is just so that it actually gives me a little bit more visibility. So if you see, I can see a lot further with the ramp. So if I had walls here blocking my view from the outside, this isn't the plan, but if I had walls blocking my view from the outside, and I'm trying to shoot down at zombies that fall into the pit, you could see my view isn't really that great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Whereas if you use the ramp pieces on the outside, so like underneath, see how they're angled out? If I use these blocks rather than the standard cubes, my view is a whole lot greater. I can see all the way up to the wall, where this one, I have to stand really far back in order to see that corner. One of the other things that I've seen Jawoodle do in his videos as well is to line the outsides of the base with these wedges to actually just kind of just funnels them in. So it keeps them from beating away at the foundation, and it kind of just, if they walk up to here, they just kind of get pushed into the pathway rather than depending on the zombie's brain to actually do what they're supposed to do. Just to test this, we're gonna throw in just a couple feral Arlenes to make sure that she's still pathing the way that we need her to path. It's charged. Where's Feral? How you doing? Are you just gonna come over and fall? Perfect. But I still need a barrier that's between me and the zombies, because there are still spider zombies that jump, and there are some acrobat zombies. Every once in a blue moon, they get an urge to jump, and I don't want them jumping any pathways. So I gotta think of some sort of barrier, and obviously the scaffolding ladders is the way to go, because scaffolding ladder stops cop spit, it stops me from falling, it stops them from being able to jump over. It's just too versatile not to use it. And to limit the jumping abilities of the zombies, we're gonna throw a roof on. This should also, it won't do anything for the plague spitter, but it will prevent some, not all. That's probably too high of a ceiling, but typically the frost claw, when he picks up a boulder and he throws it on an arc. I've seen it before where when he picks up a boulder, if he's got a ceiling that's above his head that's really low, it'll actually, the boulder that he throws will actually just bang into the ceiling above his head rather than at me. But the other benefit of having a roof is spikes. Throw spikes above your head so that the birds don't bother you. Alright, it's nowhere near as elaborate as my last design, but I think this will accomplish the same thing, and it still looks pretty decent. And of course we need some area that we can get into the base, so we're gonna build ourselves a little rampway up here. Hopefully that'll be enough. Yeah, I can get in. I got a little building, a little cave closet built for our electric parts. So we're gonna get a generator, some electric fence posts, and then up top we're gonna throw some spikes. All right, now to run the electrics. All right, I had to make some minor modifications to get the electrics all in order, in working order. So I'm hoping that this is what's gonna happen. I ran a pillar down with a relay that's going to connect lights down here just so that we could see when the zombies fall. And then I put electrical fence posts down at the bottom and at the top. So they're going to get zapped once when they're up top, and then once they hit the bottom. I don't want them beating away at the walls too much. They're gonna. But that will keep them zapped as they're beating away at the walls. And then from the top, I just ran some spotlights up top, some lights above the building, or on their ceiling, just so that we can see them better, and then there's the electrical fence post from top. So once these electrical fence posts go, though, from in here, I have no way of repairing them. So once they go, they're gone. Now, I just need to paint it up, make it look pretty, and send in the horde. And as I'm painting this, I'm just now realizing that this is going to be the first video that I'm making using a new face cam. So I'm using the Elgato... it's the 4K 60 frames face cam. I was using the Instalink 360, and that camera is amazing in low light settings. It did everything I needed it to do. If I moved, it moved with me. It was kind of nice, but I never really used that feature. The downside to it was, one, it was 30 frames, not 60, which isn't really that noticeable, and two, every time I moved, it moved. So I would have to adjust everything all the time. So you're gonna have to help me out. If the face cam sucks, let me know and I will go back to the Instalink. If this camera's good, great. I also made this switch over to a wireless mouse. So I was using the, I think it was HyperX Pulsefire mouse. Again, great mouse, but I had it for so long that I needed an update, and I am a big proponent of having wired mice. If you're going to be playing anything professionally, competitively, same thing with headphones. Wired headphones for anything that you're going to be doing professionally or competitively. But because I'm not really a professional anything, I didn't see a point to keeping it. If they made a wireless version, I probably would have bought the wireless version though. Alright, I think I got the whole thing painted up and looking nice. I don't see any unpainted surfaces anywhere, except for like the outside. Fine, I'll paint the outside. Alright, I think we got everything we need. We got the club and the spear, which we're probably not going to use because the zombies are going to fall, hopefully, before they reach my position. We got the pistol, we got the 44, the automatic shotgun, the SMG, tactical assault rifle, and we're adding one weapon to the mix, which is the compound bow with some exploding arrows. We got first aid kits and the nail gun for repairs, and then enough ammo for an army, some more first aid, a cast in case we fall, bacon and eggs, yucca juice, concrete mix for repairing our scaffolding ladders, repair kits for our weapons. We still have the lever action rifle. It's just off to the side, just in case we need it for anything. I did very minimal testing on this base. The one Arlene test, I think, was the only test that we did, so I have no idea if they're actually going to path to me or not. They might jump over here, jump on that ledge, I doubt it, and just start beating away at the foundation. Who knows? Hopefully this goes as planned. There's only one way to find out. Alright, we got creative mode off, dev mode off, set time day 70, 21:58. Here goes nothing. Welcome to the Pit of Punishment Horde Base. Oh, and I think I missed this. I also have grenades. I intentionally grabbed grenades, but I forgot to... There they are! How you guys doing? Right over the electric fence post. Some of you. Both sides. Perfect. See, they kind of form off to the side because they think that's a pathway. Then they just fall right down. And we could probably survive the entire Horde Night without shooting a single bullet, even though I already shot one bullet. But we could probably survive the entire Horde Night just chilling. I'm gonna drop some grenades down, clear some of these guys out. Here goes nothing. How you doing, zombies? Boom. Wave 1 cleared out. Got some exploding arrows ready to go. Ah, I forgot about this side. We gotta make sure we stay focused on both sides, otherwise they're just gonna tear through these walls and start digging. We don't want that. And there's no repairs. I can't do any repairs down there, so once it's done down there, it's done. I got no way to fix it. Cop just blew up. So I'm interested in hearing... Oh, there's a demo down there. So I'm really interested in hearing which type of zombie dropper you prefer. Do you prefer the Jawoodle-style or do you prefer the slide style? I think they're both good, but I think that the slide style offers more versatility because the only thing that you can really do with this one is just a zombie dropper. Like, obviously you can make paths with it, you can do crazy different things with it, but the difference is this one, this is all you can do. The slide, you can make slides, you can make a zombie dropper, you can make the crisscross zigzag pathways. Blew a hole in my base already. Ooh, the electric fence post is down on that side. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not good either. I was trying to get him before he blew up, but that's what grenades will do. Hey, look at that. Stopped some cops spit from getting to me. All right, an hour and a half into Horde Night, and they're still coming, still cycling through. Nobody's reached my position yet. The other thing I'm curious about is, do you guys find this way too cheesy? This is a pretty cheesy style base. And since the demo, the base doesn't look to be taking too much damage. It's not a horrible amount of damage, but I missed. Just trying to get her. Got her. Just clipped her though. Missed her that time. How many of these do we got? 55 left of these. Plenty to go around. Just gonna keep filling you with fire and explosives until you give up. Hey! He made it through this little crack here. You're talented, sir. Darn acrobats. I don't hear any electric fence posts ticking away anymore. Let's see if we can get rid of some of these guys. And the electric fence posts are done. They're starting to chew away at the foundation a little bit. Let's drop another nade down. Ready for the lag spike. That wasn't too bad. All right, back to shooting. Let's get some of these guys cleared out, man. They're tearing away at my base. Doing too much damage now. Hey, there's still electric fence post up somewhere. Yeah, they're causing way too much damage down to there to that pillar, but I think all the rest of the pillars are pretty safe. They're only attacking that center structure, and as you guys saw when we were building it, that center structure wasn't the only support of this base. There's a frost claw down there. Get out of here. So if they chew away at that center support, yes, it'll take out some of the electrics, but other than that, I think we should still be good as long as they don't chew through the 4 pillars that I have stacked up. I think we'll be all right. See how you guys like this. Here comes all the replacements of the ones we just took care of. How did I miss that shot? And that one. I'm shooting right through him. Got him that time. Look at all the screamers, or the jumpers down there, the spiders. No climbing up these walls, not anymore. All right, hour and a half, we can do this. As long as we keep them off the walls, we'll be all right. And the reason why I chuck grenades down there and then pull the pin and throw it, I just feel like it's got a much better effective, a much better boom. Much better bang for your buck. I could be wrong. It could be much more efficient to just throw one at a time. I hear a demo moving in. See if we can get rid of the demo. Yeah, there he is. See if we can get rid of the demo before he causes too many problems. Come on, buddy. Come on. Don't hit that button. You cause too much damage, sir. Are you done? I think he's done. Pull the pin. Adios. Have a nice trip. That works out too well. There's another demo right there, though. That could have been disastrous. I think I hear another demo. Ah, there they go. They got the relay. You saw the lights went out? Yeah, the lights went out down below. Now we're blind down there. You know what? I haven't heard any birds this Horde night. It's been 0 birds the entire time. I'm okay with that. I have seen cops. I've seen mamas. I've seen demos. We got the frost claw that moved in. Even though we're right next to the desert. The desert's like right out one of these directions. I think north. Desert's like right out. No, it's this way. West. There you go. There's Horde night. We survived. I think we set out to do everything we needed to do. Let's see if we can join these zombies and survive. Hey, I didn't take any damage. I wasn't ready for that. I thought for sure I was gonna take damage. Ah, reload. Probably should have reloaded beforehand. That's it. There's Horde night. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for the Jawoodle-style dropper, Pit of Punishment. Night 70 threw everything it had at us. Demolishers, frost claws, and even a little bit of chaos. Yeah, the zombies absolutely ate through a few pillars like they were chewing on drywall, but thanks to the fail-safes, backup beams, and probably a little bit of dumb luck, we stayed standing. The base got battered, bruised, and kind of embarrassed, but it did its job. Zombies dropped, grenades popped, and we walked away with the win. If you enjoyed this carnage or have ideas on making this base even stronger, you know the rest of the deal. Like, share, comment, subscribe, notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace, I'm out of here.